Welcome back to Today we will learn about the explosive developments brewing in Salem as the week of August 25th to 29th promises to deliver shocking revelations, romantic entanglements, and dangerous deceptions that will leave viewers on the edge of their seats. Chad DiMera's growing suspicions about Kristen's confession. The weekly preview opens with a tense confrontation that has Salem buzzing with speculation. Chad DiMera finds himself questioning the validity of Kristen's sudden confession regarding the shooting incident involving E.J. DiMera. This unexpected turn of events has created a ripple effect throughout the DiMera mansion, with family loyalties being tested and long-buried secrets threatening to surface. Chad's investigative instincts, honed through years of dealing with Salem's most complex mysteries, are telling him something isn't adding up. The timing of Kristen's confession feels orchestrated, almost theatrical in its convenience. When Chad presses EJ for answers about his sister's last-minute admission of guilt, EJ attempts to dismiss his concerns with calculated nonchalance. However, EJ's seemingly casual acceptance of Kristen's story only fuels Chad's determination to uncover the truth. The dynamics between the DiMera brothers reveal underlying tensions that have been simmering for months. Chad's persistence in questioning the narrative suggests he may have insider knowledge or witnessed something that contradicts Kristen's version of events. This storyline promises to explore the complex web of DiMera family politics, where loyalty and self-preservation often collide in devastating ways. Leo Stark joins the investigation team. Leo Stark's involvement in this mystery adds an intriguing layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. Known for his sharp wit and ability to see through Salem's most elaborate deceptions, Leo's skepticism regarding Kristen's claims validates Chad's concerns. The partnership between Chad and Leo represents an unlikely but potentially powerful alliance, combining Chad's insider access with Leo's street-smart investigative skills. Leo's declaration that Kristen's confession seems too convenient resonates with viewers who have followed the intricate plotting that typically surrounds DiMera family scandals. His involvement suggests that this storyline will delve deeper into the criminal underworld connections that have historically plagued Salem's most prominent families. The collaboration between these two characters also hints at a broader investigation that may uncover multiple layers of deception, potentially implicating other Salem residents who have remained under the radar until now. Brady and Steve's mission to uncover Sophia's secrets. Meanwhile, Brady Black's paternal instincts are driving him toward a potentially dangerous investigation involving Sophia Choi. The mysterious circumstances surrounding recent events have left Brady with nagging doubts about Sophia's truthfulness, particularly regarding matters involving his family's safety and well-being. Steve Johnson's recruitment into this investigation signals that the stakes are significantly higher than initially apparent. Steve's legendary detective skills and extensive network of contacts throughout Salem make him the perfect ally for Brady's mission. Their partnership suggests that Sophia's deceptions may be connected to larger criminal enterprises or family vendettas that have been operating behind the scenes. Brady's intuitive feeling that Sophia is withholding crucial information about recent baby-related incidents adds a layer of emotional urgency to their investigation. The involvement of innocent children in Salem's adult conflicts has historically led to some of the show's most dramatic and heart-wrenching storylines. Susan Banks sounds the alarm for Marlena. The supernatural element enters the storyline through Susan Banks' mystical abilities and her urgent mission to protect Marlena Evans. Susan's track record of prophetic warnings and psychic insights has proven invaluable in Salem's darkest hours, making her current concerns about Marlena's safety particularly ominous. Susan's declaration that things are even worse for Marlena suggests that multiple threats are converging simultaneously, creating a perfect storm of danger for Salem's beloved psychiatrist. The urgency in Susan's voice indicates that time is running out for preventive measures, forcing her to take direct action rather than relying on subtle warnings. This storyline promises to explore the deeper spiritual connections that bind Salem's residents together, while highlighting the ongoing supernatural forces that influence the town's destiny. Marlena's vulnerability in this situation adds emotional weight to the narrative, as her safety has always been paramount to Salem's stability. Holly's territorial battle for Tate's affection. The teenage romance triangle reaches a boiling point as Holly Jonas makes her intentions crystal clear regarding Tate Black. Her bold declaration to Sophia, "If you think you can steal my boyfriend, you better think again," represents more than typical teenage jealousy. It's a strategic move in what promises to become an all-out war for Tate's heart. Holly's decision to publicly display her relationship with Tate through passionate kisses and obvious territorial marking demonstrates her understanding of psychological warfare in matters of the heart. However, her tactics may prove counterproductive, as such aggressive displays often push the very person you're trying to protect directly into the arms of your rival. Sophia's reaction to Holly's challenge will likely intensify her own plotting and manipulation tactics. The preview hints that Sophia's feelings for Tate run deeper than casual attraction, suggesting she's prepared to escalate her sabotage efforts in response to Holly's public confrontation. This love triangle promises to explore themes of young love, betrayal, and the dangerous lengths people will go to secure the object of their desire. Philip's complicated romantic entanglements. Philip Kyriakis finds himself navigating treacherous romantic waters as he awakens beside Gabby Hernandez, creating immediate complications for his emotional life. Gabby's subsequent confession to Javi about her uncertainty regarding her connections to the Kyriakis brothers adds layers of complexity to an already delicate situation. The morning after scenario between Philip and Gabby suggests their encounter was passionate but possibly impulsive, leaving both parties questioning the wisdom of their actions. Gabby's confusion about her relationship status with the Kyriakis family indicates that family secrets and hidden connections may soon complicate their potential romance. Philip's planned day with Belle Black creates an intriguing parallel storyline, as his attention shifts from one romantic possibility to another within the same time frame. The skipping school adventure with Belle suggests a return to more innocent, carefree interactions that contrast sharply with the intensity of his situation with Gabby. Leo and Javi's uncertain future. The relationship between Leo Stark and Javi Hernandez faces potential turbulence as Gwen von Leuskner's observations hint at coming challenges. Gwen's advice to Leo about enjoying his current happiness while possible suggests she has observed warning signs that others have missed. Gwen's prediction that Leo's romance with Javi might eventually fizzle out could be based on her intimate knowledge of Leo's romantic patterns or her awareness of external factors that threaten their relationship. Her encouragement for Leo to embrace the present moment adds poignancy to their storyline. The mention of unexpected news and new obstacles facing Leo and Javi promises significant developments that could either strengthen their bond or drive them apart permanently. These challenges may involve family disapproval, career conflicts, or the revelation of secrets that could fundamentally alter their relationship dynamic. The week ahead, explosive revelations and emotional confrontations. As Salem prepares for another week of dramatic revelations and emotional upheaval, viewers can expect the convergence of multiple storylines that will have lasting implications for their favorite characters. The investigation into Kristen's confession, the battle for Tate's affections, and the various romantic complications promise to deliver the perfect blend of mystery, romance, and family drama that Days of Our Lives fans crave. The upcoming episodes will test loyalties, reveal hidden truths, and force characters to make difficult choices that could alter the course of their lives forever. Stay tuned as Salem's residents navigate these treacherous waters, knowing that in this town, nothing is ever as simple as it initially appears, and every revelation opens the door to even more shocking discoveries. Friday, August 22nd, 2025, Days of Our Lives. Kristen doubles down, a courtroom drama reaches its breaking point. Salem has always been a town filled with secrets, lies, and betrayals. But on this particular day, August 22nd, 2025, the events unfolding inside the courthouse carried a weight that was almost unbearable. It was a day when truth and deception clashed, when love and loyalty were tested, and when one woman's desperate choice threatened to destroy not only herself but those she claimed to love. At the very center of this storm stood Kristen DiMera. For decades, viewers have watched Kristen twist truth into whatever shape she needed to suit her purpose. But today, She was not standing in a DiMera mansion, manipulating family members behind closed doors. She was face to face with the law, and the consequences of her actions could no longer be hidden in shadows. Kristen's last stand in the judge's office. The day began in the judge's office, where Kristen decided that her best defense was not silence, but another story. With Belle Brady watching closely, Kristen wove together a tale that was as dramatic as it was self-serving. She explained how she had lost her temper, how in a moment of passion and anger she reached for the gun resting on the table. She insisted that she never meant to shoot EJ. According to Kristen, her real intention had been to demand answers. She wanted EJ to reveal where her mother was, and in the heat of the moment, she grabbed for the weapon. The way she told it, EJ had tried to wrestle the gun away from her, and in the struggle it discharged. She claimed she hadn't aimed it, hadn't even realized it could go off in that instant. To hear her speak, she was not a calculating villain but a woman caught in a storm of her own emotions. Terrified, furious, and ultimately careless. But the story didn't end there. Instead of calling for help, Kristen admitted that she panicked. In a move that would later haunt her, she cleaned the weapon and hid it, hoping somehow that the truth might never come out. She painted herself as a woman so shocked, so overwhelmed by the sudden turn of events, that she simply froze. Now, though Kristen said she was ready, she was prepared to take responsibility for what she had done. She would no longer hide. It was a powerful performance, one that might have swayed many in Salem before. But in this setting, with the judge present and Belle by her side, the impact was very different. The judge delivers the order. The judge listened quietly as Kristen delivered her confession. For a moment, the room was heavy with silence, as if everyone inside was holding their breath, waiting to see whether this final attempt to control the narrative would change her fate. But the judge was not moved by Kristen's dramatics. Instead, his words were sharp and final. He called in Sean Brady, Salem's steadfast police officer, and gave him an unshakable order: arrest Kristen DiMera for attempted murder. Kristen's face revealed the truth her words had tried to conceal. Behind the carefully crafted mask of sorrow and regret was the flicker of fear. This was not the outcome she had expected. As Sean placed the cuffs around her wrists, Belle stood quietly by, watching her sister-in-law finally face the consequences that had been building for years. Kristen did not fight, though her eyes spoke volumes. On her way out of the judge's office, Kristen turned, her gaze locking with EJ's. It was a look filled with both worry and despair, an unspoken plea that perhaps there was still some piece of him that might save her. But EJ remained silent, his expression unreadable. EJ returns to the courtroom. Back in the courtroom, EJ carried himself with the dignity expected of a DiMera, though those who know him best could see the strain beneath the surface. What had just happened in the judge's office weighed heavily on him. But the trial continued, and there was another matter at hand. The case against Johnny, his son, had dominated the courtroom for days. The accusations, the tension, the bitter divide in the family. It all came down to this moment. With Kristen in custody and her confession altering the course of events, the case against Johnny collapsed. The charges were dismissed. At last, Johnny was free. The room breathed a collective sigh of relief. For Chanel, Johnny's beloved, the dismissal was not just a legal victory, but the opening of a new chapter. The two embraced in a tender moment that reminded everyone watching what was truly at stake. Not power, not vengeance, but love and the chance at a future together. EJ offered his son a congratulatory word, a gesture meant to bridge the chasm that had formed between them. But Johnny, carrying the weight of everything that had happened, could not accept it. He quietly declined, choosing instead to leave with Chanel and his family. The gesture left EJ standing alone, the victory hollow. Belle and EJ, a quiet exchange. As the courtroom began to empty, Belle approached EJ. Their shared history has always been complicated, filled with mistrust, rivalry, and, at times reluctant cooperation. Today, their exchange was tinged with both relief and sadness. She told him she was happy for Johnny. His freedom was something to celebrate, even if the path there had been stained with lies and tragedy. But she also admitted that she was sorry things had turned out the way they did. Sorry for EJ, sorry for the family, sorry for the destruction Kristen had once again left in her wake. EJ, however, revealed more than Belle expected. His words carried a weight that suggested a pain deeper than even she realized. "So am I," he said quietly. "More than you could ever imagine." The admission lingered in the air long after Belle walked away, leaving EJ alone in the vast courtroom, surrounded by silence. A day Salem will never forget. For longtime residents of Salem, and for the loyal viewers who have followed their stories for decades, this was a day that underscored the very essence of days of our lives. Secrets revealed, families torn apart, and in the middle of it all, the fragile threads of love and forgiveness. Kristen's fate now hangs in the balance. Her attempt to spin yet another version of the truth may have bought her a moment of sympathy, but the law has finally caught up to her. Whether she can find a way out of the prison cell waiting for her remains to be seen. For EJ, the dismissal of Johnny's case should have been a triumph. Yet victory came with a cost, leaving him alienated from his son and burdened by the knowledge of everything Kristen had set in motion. And for Johnny and Chanel, a new chapter begins. A chance to move forward free from the shadows of the courtroom, even as the ghosts of their families past continue to loom. In Salem, no story ever truly ends. But this Friday, August 22nd, 2025, will be remembered as the day Kristen DiMera's lies finally began to unravel, and the DiMera family faced consequences that even their power could not erase.